Okay, so I know it's dark. It's because it's morning. And I don't usually record in the morning, but we are having a crazy lightning storm right now, and it doesn't usually thunderstorm here. We get rain all the time, but there's never like thunder and lightning, so I thought I'd turn this on while I get ready and see if I can catch any of it. It's pretty awesome. Woo! Alright, I think the lightning's over, so I'm going to go to work. Good morning, guys. So Joel and I woke up early today. He didn't get home until like, I don't know, probably, it must have been 2 or 3 in the morning. Because he was at work, and we got up early today because we are going to go up to Mount Shasta and go snowboarding. I will not be snowboarding. The baby and I are not participating, but we are going to take my nephew, and he's going to get to go. We haven't taken him before, so it should be fun. Getting a few last minute things together. Gotta get a hat and some gloves. I got my scarf. What else do I need? I packed most of my things last night, but there's always a few that don't make it. That first night of packing cut. So that's all I had to do this morning. I just had to grab the camera stuff and a few extra things from inside that I didn't grab last night. And we are off to go grab my nephew. He lives about 45 minutes away from us here. We had a little bit of kind of a, I don't know, a weird experience at the ski resort. We didn't record that much this weekend, so I'm not sure if we'll even have enough to make a full vlog out of it, but we will try. Yeah, we still had a lot of fun. We got to see some cool stuff. We didn't see a lot of snow other than what was already there, but the boys had fun, and yeah. Alright, so it has actually been quite a while since we went to the snow. I never finished the story about what happened while we were there, and I just really didn't, I don't know. It was really annoying what happened, so I didn't really want to talk about it. But I'm gonna finish filming that right now, and hopefully I can get this edited and up for you guys this week. It was really fun taking my nephew and hanging out with him for the weekend. But now for what happened. What you should know about this lodge is that the ski resort we went to is super small. It's like a mom and pop, like, I mean, it's popular for this area, for Northern California, because it's like the tallest mountain in the area. It's actually, I guess, like the second tallest mountain in California, which I didn't know, but Joel knows all of the things, so he informed me. But so anyway, it's very small. There is one like little bar area that is warm, and the rest of the lodge is where the people that are actually like skiing and snowboarding go, or it's like picnic tables. It's still inside, but it's cold. Like there's no heaters or anything. So, or like there might be some heaters, but it's not warm like the bar area is. So anyway, let me set the scene for you. There are maybe 12 to 15 like small tables in this place that will seat like 4 or 5 people, but they're all these just like really small round tables. There are quite a few people in there, and some very clearly like posted up for the day, right? So whether they like brought their kids snowboarding and they weren't gonna go, or like me where I just obviously wasn't gonna snowboard, or there was like a couple that was sitting at a table just like reading books. Like they had like a pile of books on their table that they were reading. Like I was not the only person in there like that was posted up. Also, the football playoffs were on. This is, like I said, it's been a while since we went, but I was really looking forward to sitting in the warm lodge, watching the game, and getting some work done, right? I noticed that there were like little stickers up that said no laptop use. And I was like, well, that's weird. I wonder why they have those. But I look around and there's like 2 girls with their laptops out, like across from me, and then there was literally a guy set up in the corner with like a monitor and a keyboard and a mouse and like a whole setup. And he had like a cooler where he had brought his own lunch and all of these things, right? So I was like, well, I mean, if these people are on their computers, surely they're not gonna make a big deal about me grading some papers, like entering some grades into my grade book. I have my laptop out, I'm checking some papers and putting them in my grade book. One of the bartenders comes over to me and she says, you have to put that away. And I was like, okay, well, I just noticed there were like some other people. And she's like, it's not my rule, don't get mad at me. And like got all crazy. And so I was like, okay, like I just closed my laptop. It wasn't a big deal. Like I can still sit here and drink my hot chocolate and whatever, and you know, whatever. And so I closed the laptop, but I didn't put it away. Like I just closed it. It was still sitting on my table, but I mean, who cares, right? I wasn't using it. So I just keep grading my papers. I ended up like pulling up the answer key that I needed on my phone, because that's really what I was looking at on my computer the whole time anyway, was just an answer key. And it really started to irritate me the longer I sat there that she was that rude with me and didn't say anything to the other people that had their computers out. And like the longer I sat there and those people still had their computers out, I just started to get like more and more frustrated, because I'm like, why aren't they saying anything to these other people if it's such an issue for me to have my computer out? Like I just didn't get it, and it started to like really aggravate me. And so I finally was like, whatever, it's not a big deal. I like distracted myself with the game. And then half an hour after the first lady came up to me and said something, this other bartender comes up, but she's not talking to me. She says something to the 2 girls that were sitting across from like where I was. It wasn't like people were waiting for the tables. It wasn't like there was a line out the door. So anyway, she goes and says something to the 2 other girls, and then she comes over to me and she's like, we've already had to talk to you about putting these things away, and if you don't put this stuff away, you're gonna have to leave. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I turned my computer off. That's what she asked me to do. Like, what? I can't sit here? Are you just telling me that I can't sit here? Like, what is the problem? And she's like, it's not my rule, but if you don't do what I'm asking you to, you're gonna have to, what did she say? You're gonna have to pack it up. That's what she said. And I was like, I was just really thrown off. Like, I didn't know how to react because no one's ever really done that to me before. It was like I was being kicked out of a bar, but I'm obviously completely sober. Like, I'm pregnant, so I'm not drinking. I don't know if that was their issue, but the other people that had their computers out were also not drinking. So I just want to throw that out there. But nowhere does it say that you can't, like, hang out in there. It was super embarrassing and I was so mad. Luckily, Joel was like coming down the mountain right then, and he does this thing where he'll like share his location so I could see where they were on the lifts and stuff, and which side they were going down and all that. And oh my gosh, it was just terrible. It was so frustrating because we hadn't been there. I mean, we had been there for maybe like an hour and a half. The boys got in like 2 runs, I think. And when he came down that time, he said it was really icy and my nephew fell and they weren't really feeling it anyway. But I felt so bad because I didn't want them to have to leave because I like wasn't allowed to sit in the bar. I didn't know what to do, and Joel was, he was mad. He was real mad. Joel went into the bar like he was gonna get a drink, and he was like, hey, what's that other bartender's name? Because he like could see the name tag of the one bartender. And he's like, what's that other bartender's name? And she told him, and he's like, okay, great, thanks. I just wanted to know who to tell him to fire when I go downstairs and tell him that they kicked my pregnant wife out of a bar for no reason. And he's like super level-headed about things typically, but he was like super mad that they did that because there really wasn't anywhere else for me to go. And I wasn't gonna drive down the icy mountain and back up just because they wouldn't let me sit in the bar. Oh yeah, anyway, so he said that when he went down to the guest services, they were super apologetic, and he's like, I've been coming here for 15 years. I've never had an issue. My wife can't snowboard with me anymore because she's pregnant. She just got kicked out of your bar for sitting there grading papers. You know, they were nice about it, but it was just, oh man. It turned out okay, but it was really frustrating when it happened. And yeah, so that's the story. That's what happened. We had a really good day. After that, we went to the waterfalls and we saw some really cool stuff. And then we just had like a super relaxing night at the hotel, which I feel like is not something that ever happens when Joel and I go on a road trip. We go like the whole time we're doing stuff, and then you get home and you're like, oh my gosh, was that really the weekend? Like, how did that even happen? I'll show you what our day looked like when we left there and we went and saw the waterfalls. It was really pretty. The dog got to run around and play in the snow, and that was fun. So I'll show you guys all of that. Don't even have gloves on.
What?
What are you gonna do with that?
Oh, you might throw a turd at me, I don't know.
I wouldn't throw a snowball at Joel when he's got a handful of turds. Look at all those chickens!
Look at all those chickens!
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, we'll go over to the other ones too. I got my brother so good here one time in the summer because he doesn't do cold water like I do, you know?
Oh, this is where you swam?
I hopped in, you know, and I can't remember, I think Keith was with us, you know, and like, how is it? I was like, just swimming around on my back, like, man, I thought it was going to be much colder. It was nice.
I thought you did that at the lake.
And then my brother hits the water and just comes up like, oh! I did that at Lake Tahoe to Zach too. That was so funny. The water's so ice cold there all the time, and I hopped in. That's just like, so nice, man. He's like, oh, I'm getting in then. And he gets down in his shorts and hops in, just hit the water. It was just freezing. He's like, oh!
Look at all those chickens. Look at all those chickens.
Yeah, so that's what the rest of our day looked like. Thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, just hit the like button down below and hit subscribe if you're new to our channel. We would love to have you guys along this journey with us. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.